Mary Cosby denied that her parishioners worshipped her as God on Sunday's episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on Bravo. The 49-year-old reality star also shut down rumors that she stole from people during the Season 2 episode titled A House Divided. "I've never ripped anyone off, I don't need to," said Mary. "I was born in money. I didn't ask for it. It was given to me." Mary started crying when she heard the other housewives compared her to Jen Shah, 47, who had just been arrested on federal fraud charges. "I believe in what I do," said Mary. "I took it on like women. I was a child. I believe in God. I believe in rescue. I believe in deliverance. I believe in it all, and for them to put me with someone who would criminalize and manipulate someone is horrible." The episode started with the women still in Vail at Meredith's vacation rental talking about how they had just been traumatized by the fraud arrest of their friend Jen. Heather Gay said that they all had noticed warning signs about Jen, but that they ignored them. She said she didn't want them to do that again. She asked Lisa Barlow, 46, about what she had been alluding to about Mary, who had already gone to bed, and said that they should talk about that. Meredith Marks, 49, demanded that Lisa give them a concrete example of something that Mary had done. "He mortgaged his house and gave her $300 grand," Lisa blurted out. The show then flashed back to a month earlier when Mary's former pastor Cameron Williams told Lisa about how when Mary and her husband Robert Sr. wanted money that they called church meetings, which was the reason he mortgaged his house. "They will beat you down until they get what they want," he told Lisa. Cameron said to Lisa that he gave Mary and Robert money for surgeries, specifically Mary's removal of her odor glands. "They wrap your entire life around a single idea as though it is the difference between heaven and hell for you," Cameron said to Lisa. At the house in Vail, Lisa told the women that Cameron felt bamboozled. "He felt duped," said Lisa. "He felt that everything he thought he was a part of and believed that he was a part of was not real." Lisa told them that she 100% believed Cameron. "Then why are we still friends with Mary?" asked Heather. Meredith interrupted and said she was not going to sit there and listen to some questionable digs on a friend of hers with zero facts. Heather told her that people said that Mary was running a cult and living off her patrons. Lisa said in a confessional that Cameron was not the first person to say this about Mary and that there had been rumors online about her for years. Meredith told them that she had heard a lot worse about Jen for a year and a half and that no one listened to her. "I can't go down this path without something concrete for someone who has been nothing but kind to me," she said. "I will not listen to nastiness about her when I have zero facts." Lisa then decided to cut the fight short and said she was going to bed. Meredith told Heather Whitney, 34, and Jenny Wynn, 45, that what she just heard about Mary doesn't compare to the trauma that Jen put her and her family through. Whitney said they were moving faster because of Jen. Heather said it wasn't about condemning Mary but that she just wanted to be aware of what's happening. Instead of going to bed, Lisa went to Mary's room and said she wanted to have an honest friendship with her. She told her about what people had said about her online. Mary told her she needed to choose her loyalty to her or to what she heard. "And that's up to you," said Mary. "You choose." Mary also denied to her that the people at her church think she's God. Mary told Lisa that to take Cameron's word over hers was weird. "People are gonna lie, Lisa," said Mary. Mary said in a confessional that there was bad energy and that the things Lisa was saying to her was very hurtful and mean. Lisa also shared with Mary that some of the other housewives were saying things about her. She said that Whitney said Mary was regarded as God in her church and that Jen said that her cousin's best friend was terrified of Mary. "That's why Jen is where she is and that is why I am sitting where I am today," Mary said. The next morning, as the women got ready, Mary brought Jenny a gift for doing her makeup the previous night and for taking the time to talk to her. Jenny had apologized for their fight during the tubing outing and Mary told her she accepted her apology. Mary gave her a pair of Christian Louboutin booties. Mary said in a confessional that she really gave Jenny the shoes because she wanted to lighten up her luggage. Whitney then said in a confessional that she heard laughing in the next room and talking from Lisa, Heather, and Mary. She said it appeared that Mary had given them a very nice gift. "Really?" Whitney said. "You all just sat there and talked sh about Mary and now you are being bought off?" When Heather stopped by Whitney's room the next morning, she asked her what happened with Mary's late-night visit. Heather said in a confessional that she was dead asleep when her door was opened and her lights switched on. She said it was Lisa with a giddy smile and Mary presenting her with a gift and jumping on my bed like we are at a 5th grade slumber party. She said Mary gave her a Louis Vuitton. Heather told Whitney she didn't really know what happened. She said Lisa got a gift from Mary, too. She also said that Lisa also told Mary that it was Whitney who shared with the other women the rumor that Mary's church followers believe she's God. In a confessional, Whitney said she did not leave the Mormon church to follow someone or something that she doesn't believe in. She said she would not blindly follow Mary. Whitney said to Heather that it was clear that Lisa tried to pin the conversation on her but that she was not taking the fall. Heather went out and spent the day meeting up with her younger sister Nancy who lives in Colorado. She said Nancy left the church 30 years ago. She said in a confessional that she had only spoken to her sister a handful of times over the last 20 years. She said in a confessional that she wanted to reconnect with her sister. They sat outside and had breakfast and mimosas. She met her sister and her husband for breakfast. Heather said in a confessional that she has horrible guilt about not having a relationship with her sister for decades. She told her sister that she made all her choices growing up to please their father. Nancy told her that her entire life that she was jealous of her. "I've always just wanted to be you," Nancy said. "I'm sorry that I put my faith and my Mormonism above my sister and I hope we can move on from here," Heather told her. Back at the house, the women packed up their clothes to go home. Meredith had arranged a jet for them to take home. Lisa spoke to Meredith about how things ended the previous night. She shared that she had gone to Mary's room after their discussion to get answers. Meredith said she deeply regretted saying anything to Whitney about Cameron. Meredith said that Mary has not had the chance to share her side of things. The women met in the living room before they left. Meredith said she wanted everyone to talk before they left. She apologized to Mary for sharing what Cameron told her with Whitney. Whitney said in the confessional that Lisa spread the information around about Mary but then stepped back to pretend that she had nothing to do with it. Meredith asked Mary to say whatever she wanted to say. Mary said she didn't think she owed anyone an explanation. Mary looked straight at Whitney. Mary told her that she was exhausting. Heather stepped in and said that Mary was being unfairly mean to Whitney. Whitney asked Lisa how she made such a big switch from saying one thing at the table in front of everyone to later something else in Mary's room. Whitney told Mary that she thought that Lisa manipulated the situation to drive a wedge between them. Lisa said she wasn't a master manipulator like Whitney claimed. "Think the best of me, not the worst, or I will start thinking the worst of you and you won't like it," said Lisa as she pointed her finger at Whitney. Lisa said she didn't change her mind but that she was still processing things. Heather then pointed out that everyone in the house had received a gift from Mary except for Whitney. Mary told her that was none of her business. Heather said that when Mary came into her room and said she was done with Whitney the night before that Lisa was smiling like a Cheshire cat. "It's totally effing normal for you to come in after you have been stalking her all night," said Heather. Whitney asked everyone what Mary gave them. Jenny said she got Christian Louboutin shoes, worth $1,300, Lisa said she got a Chanel clutch, $2,050, Meredith said she got a Louis Vuitton hat, $1,210, and Heather said she got a Louis Vuitton handbag, worth $5,740. Whitney said she was not mad she didn't get a gift but that she was hurt because she realized that Mary wasn't her friend. "You started talking about me," said Mary. Whitney said it wasn't just her and that they were just trying to piece things together. Heather started to talk and Mary pointed her finger at her. Heather said she had a lot of questions. Mary said to compare her to what was happening with Jen was not right. "Blind allegiance to friendship is not healthy," said Heather. Heather grew frustrated with Mary and said she was done with their conversation and done with women being unkind to her. Heather said in a confessional that when people start drinking when you come around, that is because no one wants to deal with your crazy. Heather stormed off and said, "I don't want to talk to any of you. You are all crazy." She said none of us are saying what we think or feel right now because we are scared of Mary. Heather said later in a confessional that this had been the weekend from hell and that she almost wished that the feds had arrested her so I could have avoided spending time with these women. Lisa told Mary that they had a great conversation last night. Heather yelled while she was walking away that it was not great. "Mary, she told us that your best friend sold his house because he was under your spell." Mary said that was a lie. Heather stormed off and Whitney went to find her. Heather told Whitney that she didn't want to fly on the blame back with them and that "I don't want to be anywhere near Mary." Whitney returned and told the women that she felt that she was in a big mind F and can't get out of it. She said Heather and her were going to go to the airport and find their own way home. Whitney told Mary that everyone was being two-faced and Mary said she believed her. Mary then told Lisa and Meredith and Jenny that this wouldn't have happened if they were being true friends to her. She said talking about her is not what friends do. Jenny told her that everyone was talking about her and her church and that she did something to rip people off. Mary started crying. Lisa got up to console Mary. Mary then confronted Heather, who was still packing. She said if Heather was trying to be her real friend, that this would have never happened. She also said under her breath that she wanted her purse back. Mary said her behavior was super hurtful, and Heather said she was sorry she hurt her. Mary then called her a liar. Meredith, Jenny, Mary and Lisa left together and got on a private jet while Heather and Whitney flew back commercial. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City will return next Sunday on Bravo.